What up? Check out the background. This chick is back in her office. Yeah. For those who don't know, and I think I mentioned this on one of my lives or whatever, but I went into the living room initially because my back is broken, like for realsies, and we're just kind of waiting on when I can have surgery. And so it's my lower back. So when I sit in my office chair, having my feet like just even down, it pull the gravity works and it pulls on my back and it hurts and whatever. And so we moved me into that chair in the living room, which is super comfy. But y'all, I missed being in my office. Look, do you see all this light? It's natural. There's a big old window right here, and I can see my dogs when they're outside. And now, granted, in fairness, I do have like a little lamp that's over here. It's like the natural light bulbs, which if y'all have never used those, dude, they're amazing. Anyway, so yeah, so I told my husband about a week ago that I was done being in the living room because I miss my office and I am working on a ton of stuff right now and I need the space and whatever. And so we stole one of these little ottomans from one of our other rooms and that lets me get my feet up. And while I am not supremely comfortable, I am no less comfortable than I was in the living room chair. My discomfort's because my back broke. So yeah, so it's funny because so y'all know I'm all about authenticity and I'm transparent as hell, okay, for better or for worse. I really wasn't sure. Like there are definitely days where I know exactly what I'm going to go in to the live and talk about. I know exactly what it's going to be. I've had it planned. I'm ready. Then there are other days where I get ready to enter the broadcast studio, and I'm like, maybe I should figure out what I'm going to talk about. But on those days where it's not officially planned ahead of time, it never fails that something pops up during the day that makes me go, that's not what I talk about. And that did, in fact, happen today. So here's what happened today. I got, sorry, this is whatever. Quarantine, it is what it is. Y'all know me. So I recently got a new client, which is always fun and exciting. And I actually genuinely am excited to be working with them. It actually came as a referral from one of my mentors and one of my most favoriteest people ever, Keisha Whaley, who owns and runs and founded the Brass Tacks Collective. That was the creative agency that I had a chance to participate in their paid apprenticeship program before I moved. So I really enjoyed talking with the first individual that I did, and I'm excited to work with them. They just seem like super cool people, and I really like what they're doing. And so that's awesome. We're on a little bit of a time crunch. And so I'd only talked with one specific individual, and there are more than one, right? There's multiple partners. And so the first individual, obviously, I'm like protecting names and stuff and genders, but the first individual that I talked to, understandably wanted me to talk to others that are involved, right? Because it's not just that individual that's making the decisions, and it's multiple people. So we set up a call to do that, and call went great. I want to be super clear about that. But ultimately, what I'm getting at, and I'm jumping ahead to the ending so that you'll understand what to listen for and understand why I'm telling you all this, is it's so crucial, you guys, that when you are running your own business, and especially when you're first starting and you have an idea, make sure that you have a tribe of people that you not only trust and respect tremendously, but that you are also working on gathering those people to you that can either provide the expertise that you don't have, or at the very least, provide expertise in business in general, because every idea you have is not going to be a good one. Lord knows I've had plenty of bad ones. And not only that too, but we get too close to our businesses and we get way too close to them if we started them because of a personal reason, which is what a lot, and I would even venture to say most entrepreneurs do, right? Like in some way, form, or fashion, we're either our ideal customer in the beginning, the middle, the end, whatever the case is. And so with that being said, when you're dealing with yourself as the potential target market, it's really hard not to assume that the lens that you see everything from is the lens that all the rest of the target market people see the lens from. And we get into this little bit of a dangerous trap of we've got the lens of, but I'm the target market. and the lens of, but I'm the business owner, so I know what's best, which is either a really like perfect combination or a really dangerous one. It's like one that's like borders right on the edge, right? So in this particular instance, what ended up taking place is, as we were discussing, making sure that everyone is on the same page when it comes to strategies and designs and what have you. There were some differences of opinions, which the good news is that it allowed the individuals that are running the company to say, you know what, we're obviously not on the same page here and we need to get on the same page. So that's always a good thing. But it would be, I'm trying to think of an example that I can use without actually using this example. Maybe I should have thought of that before I got on the live. Say that. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. I mean, these people aren't in the group or anything, but you never know. You never know. Okay, you know what? Perfect. Let's use me. Let's just use me, right? Okay. So if I'm starting a business, another one, which I'm sure I will at some point, I'm obviously a branding expert, a brand strategist, right? So, and I definitely would want to do the branding, but I've also learned that there is a lot of beauty and simplicity in me giving that to someone else because they're an unbiased party, right? And so if I'm doing my own branding, and even in my current business, which I've had, this is why I've reached out to so many people when I brand. This is also too why, like, I'm a website designer, but y'all, my VA is the freaking bomb. Shout out Katie. And I send so much stuff through Katie because while I'm an expert at what I do, I'm also way too freaking close. Yeah, this is my baby, and I need someone else to be able to go, saw what you were going for there, but mama, that's not it. Or, yeah, this is confusing, or just whatever. And so I guess what I'm getting at is just be careful of that. If you're going to hire an expert, first and foremost, trust the expert, right? And essentially what ended up happening in this particular conversation is that one of these individuals does have some experience, not in branding, but in other areas, and really felt like because they viewed themselves as part of the target market, another owning partner brought up potential concern with a strategy. I share that concern, and I actually very much agree with a different approach. But the other individuals very much stuck on, no, I know what I'm talking about in this area, and this is what needs to happen. And the phrase that got used, and I was really happy, I was really proud of myself. I didn't push because y'all, it's not my business, right? Like, I'm going to give you strategy, but if you want to do A, B, and C, and as long as it doesn't go against the integrity of my work, whatever, dude, like, fine. But the phrase that got used was, okay, but when I look at our competitors, they're all doing the same thing. Yeah, that's my point, or part of my point. And I talk about this all the time, but guys, so 2 lessons here. Again, A, step the fuck out of your business and let someone else take a look at it when you have an opinion or you're not sure about something, or even if you're just very first starting, okay? Because other people see things that you don't. They don't see things that you do. And if you can get a hold of your target market, that's even better, right? And go into that understanding that if you're going to get a hold of your target market and ask for feedback, and someone says this didn't work for me, it's not personal. Like, you can't take it personally. If they didn't say, I don't like you as a human and your decisions are horrible and you make bad choices. Like, you made that up. You created that inner monologue. And what's the point in asking people, whether it's your target market that you're trying to reach or an expert, for their help if you're not going to listen? Yeah. And I'm speaking to myself too here, so don't think I'm not. But the other piece of that is one of the biggest challenges that business owners face is that is standing out, and that there's a lot of noise in the marketplace. Now, I want to be super clear about something. Saying that the market is oversaturated is one thing. Believing you can't succeed because the market is oversaturated is a scarcity mindset, and that's not what I'm talking about. The market is oversaturated. Make no mistake. Whatever you want to do, there are other people out there doing it, and probably a lot of them. But that doesn't mean you can't too, right? Because you have your own market and their people aren't your people and vice versa. But if you want to stand out and attract your people, I need someone to try to explain to me how doing the same thing as everybody else is standing out, because I missed that lesson somewhere. That's not, I mean, we all know why I missed it, because it didn't happen. Because it ain't true. Okay. If you want to stand out, friends, you have to be willing to be radically different and authentic. You can't do something the same way that everyone else does and expect to grow or get new clients or scale or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Right. So, yeah, but this individual, I mean, and granted, still a great person, like not at all a bad person, not negative, not combative, not anything, but just perhaps potentially, that would be like somebody telling me something about my brand and me refusing to acknowledge that because I'm a branding expert and I know what my brand needs. Maybe not, right? Like maybe not. Maybe I can't see this thing, can't see the forest for the trees. So just always be willing to, if someone offers feedback, the worst thing that you can do is automatically assume that it's not worth your time or that it's incorrect. I don't care where the feedback comes from. You're only going to grow if you take every piece of feedback and you actually see if there's anything to it. And if there is, you have to make a change. It doesn't mean you're wrong or you're stupid. It just means that you're human. Yeah. But then, so like I said, biggest takeaways, I guess, I feel like now I've just kind of rambled, but I think I kind of ramble in most of these. Just acknowledge and be aware and know that there will come a time at some point in your business where you will have to seek some outside feedback or consultant or coaching or whatever, because no matter how hard we try, guys, we're just too close to our businesses. That's normal. That's to be expected. And even if we are part of our target market, we're still a part of it. And it always helps us to reach out to others. And then, ask, especially if you feel like you are the target, ask your target market, go get in front of them. Yeah. Get in front of them and present them with things. And also too, PS, this wasn't already clear, make sure your circle, that they're people that love you enough to be honest. They want the best for you, so they will be honest. The last thing you need is what people think you want to hear, or, they need to have your best interest at heart, and they need to have some cojones, because they're going to have to eventually tell you that something is a bad idea. I live for that stuff. Yeah, I live for the fact of, I don't live for being wrong, let's be real. But I do live for the fact of being able to ask somebody and go, this is my idea. Is this horrible? And then for them to go, maybe not the best. It gets easier. But anyway, yeah. Just check the ego and pride. Especially if, like here, I'll use an example because she's in the group. I don't think she's watching right now. She might never watch. But one of my really, really most favoriteest people ever and good friends, Brittany Shaver. This girl, y'all, if you're in Central Texas, or especially like in the Dallas area, and you ever need a Christmas tree decorated, dude, she's like a freaking master. It's insane. She's like at wizard level. Okay. And if she were going to start a Christmas tree decorating company, okay, and she was only going to decorate trees a certain way, right? Because she's bomb and she knows what she's doing and she's awesome. And if somebody said, but you know what, like these people that you're going to target, that you're decorating for, I don't know, that may turn them off. And she's like, no, this is what they need. You get where like the shutdown and the wall happens, and just maybe explore that there might be another option. And P.S., I totally think she should start a tree decorating company because she's that good at it, y'all. It's insane. You should go look at her stuff. And she always has a million Christmas trees. It's great. In fact, Brittany, if you ever do look, I am still waiting for the moment where you just leave one tree up all year round and redecorate it per season. Anyway, yeah. So ask for help. ask for outside feedback, and then be willing to take it, be willing to listen to it. And particularly if you feel like it's already in your realm of expertise, that is very often when we need the most help and when we need those unbiased and outside opinions the very most, because we've already unintentionally rooted our heels in because we think we know what's best because it is our expertise. And the other thing that can really help with that, as a side note, this is the last thing I'll say, and then is always be willing to keep learning, always constantly be looking for ways that you can refresh your knowledge, elevate your skills, add something new to the toolbox, because that really helps us not to get stagnant. And it helps to constantly reinforce the idea that there might be a different way. Different doesn't have to mean better or worse, but just different. And that not only allows you to enhance the value that you bring to your clients, but it allows you to constantly be refining and be a lot more open when someone suggests an alternative method, because you've been reading about potential alternatives and evaluating whether or not they're right for you to begin with. I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope you were able to enjoy a day off yesterday. And I hope that you're having a great day today. And that's all I got, yo. Later.